Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Deskside Chats podcast presented by the City of Northport. My name is Madison Heid, and I'm the Deputy Communications Manager for the city. Everyone has a story, right? In this podcast, I'll be learning the stories of our employees right here in the City of Northport. Join me as I chat with folks from all walks of life across departments and divisions. We're building a community of unity. Get to know the staff working for you every day. Now let's lean in and chat Deskside. This week, I'm chatting with Brittany Kammerer, Community Outreach Coordinator for Neighborhood Development Services. From being raised by old hippies to talking about how she doesn't watch TV. I know. Mind blown. She's got lots of interesting things to share. Let's dive in. Hello, Brittany.
Hi, Madison.
Welcome to the show. You're my inaugural interviewee. How does it feel?
I am super excited.
I can hear it in your voice. All right, so as you know, this is the Deskside Chat, so we're going to get to know you a little bit better. One nugget of information that you gave me that was super fascinating to me was that you were raised by old hippies. Now,
yes.
I need to know what that means, because, you know, there's a stereotype, like the long hair, the mustache,
Yes.
the bell bottoms, whatever. That's too...
All of it.
Yeah, but tell
All
me
of
more.
it.
Tell me more about the old hippies. Like, where did you start? Where were you born? That kind of thing.
So I was born in New Jersey, born and raised in New Jersey, and I was actually raised by my grandparents. They adopted me at a very young age,
Okay.
but I called my mom and my dad. They were every bit of old hippies, from the long hair, and my mom had long hair too, but my dad had really, really long hair and a long mustache that he kept in like ponytail braids.
Oh, my
and they're always
gosh.
different colors, yes. And they believed in being self-sustaining and living off the land and not really going to big box stores and making your own clothes and toothpaste and bread. And so while I'm not that far into it,
yes.
you know, I still have a lot of that mentality as well, where I make my own soaps, my own toothpaste, my own lotions, my makeup, you know, different things, because I just don't want all the chemicals that are in a lot of today's stuff into my body.
Sure.
So I did get that from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they believed in like love, peace, and hippie grease. Like they were the embodiment of the 60s.
Yeah.
My dad would always tell me stories about Woodstock and, you know, how he got to meet Jimi Hendrix and all this really,
So he was at Woodstock?
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
he has a lot of really cool stories.
That's super cool. I'll get him on your next.
Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
though.
he's like in his 80s now, but
Yeah.
he's doing really good. He's
Sure.
doing good. But yeah, no, I was just raised on being self-sustaining and keeping the earth the way that it is and not leaving a footprint.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, because when I was looking at what you gave me as like a reference, I mean, I got to know, how do you make homemade toothpaste? What goes into homemade toothpaste?
So baking soda, it's super simple, just baking soda. And my kids won't just use baking soda because it's super salty, so I just put some like mint extract in it, and that's what they use. And to everyone's surprise, they have had no cavities. So
What?
I know, even the dentist is like, well, you really need to use fluoride in your toothpaste. I'm like, they have no cavities, they're fine. She's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that is what we do.
Wow, that's the secret, huh?
That
Wish
is
I
the
had known
secret.
that when I was a kid. Just in and out of there for cavities. Just bad luck with teeth, I guess. So, all right, so fast forward now. Now tell me, I know that there's a fun story behind you meeting your now husband.
My husband,
Yes,
Jesse.
Yes, tell me more about that.
So I ended up moving to Florida when I was around 14, 15, and I met Jesse in high school. We both went to Northport High, and we dated from about 15 years old to 20 years old. And he was like, hey, I want to join the military. I'm going to go, and I want to travel and so forth. And I was like, well, I'm not about that. So I'll be here when you get home if that's the route that we choose. And he said, well, listen, when I come home, if you're still single, we're going to get married. And I was like, okay, sure as anything. 2016, he calls me. He said, I'm getting back from my deployment in Africa. Do you want to still get married? And I was like,
gosh.
Sure. And that was in July of 2016. And we got married in May of 2017.
Wow.
So, yeah. And,
Speedy.
you know, we have a very, very good relationship. And we have 4 wonderful children. And I could not ask for a better partner in this life.
Wonderful. Yeah, and and your youngest is kind of brand new still, right?
Yeah, he still smells like a baby.
I love
he
that.
just turned a year last week. So our oldest is 9, that's Lucy, and then our youngest is Waylon. So he's a year.
And I know that you still want more kids?
Yes, I would have like 20 kids if it was possible. But, the house pricing in Northport right now is kind of high, so I might have to hold back on that.
Yeah, to get a hotel,
It's
basically.
hard to get a 12-bedroom house here in Northport. That's not under $1 million.
Right.
But, eventually I would like to have more kids, but we'll see. Okay. I love being a mom. I just think that there is nothing more rewarding than being a parent and coming home and seeing them. They just...
Sure, and them being excited to see you, and
yes.
I'm sure that's an awesome feeling. I don't know, I don't have any kids, but I'm sure it's an awesome
It's
feeling.
kind of like when you come home and your dog is super excited,
yes,
except dogs don't talk back. But it is. It's
right.
kind of the same.
Dogs don't draw on the walls. Dogs don't flush things down the toilet.
I can honestly say none of my children have ever flushed anything down the toilet, but I have a very nice mural going on my bar, and there's just Sharpie all over it.
So you just embraced it?
Just embrace it, yeah.
I love it. You got to.
They love
so what do you, just stick with family for a little bit longer before we kind of go into the work side of things. What do you and your family like to do? I know there's a lot of traveling sports, but what do you like to do for fun, like as a family?
So I don't really believe in TV.
Okay.
I know that so many people are like, what? Because especially in today's day and time, it's really hard to not find people who don't watch TV. We don't really watch TV. We don't. No tablets, no TV. We go outside a lot. So we're either out on the boat, we go fishing, we have side-by-sides. We do not ride in Northport anywhere with our side-by-sides.
Side note. Don't come at her, police. Yeah.
But we go to a lot of parks, and we do a lot of traveling. We go to Georgia and Arkansas and Michigan, and we do a lot of traveling together as a family because my biggest thing is making memories. That's what they're going to remember.
Right.
That's
not the material thing.
Exactly.
It's the memories.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we are outside all the time, in the pool, you name it, we're always outside.
I love that. And did you end up in Michigan? Is that Jesse's side that's up in Michigan?
That is Jesse's side up in Michigan, yes. His mom and his grandparents live up there. His dad lives here in Northport.
Okay. Well, do you know... Wait, is he a football guy or not?
No. Mm-mm.
All right.
Farthest thing from a football guy.
No. Okay, I was going to make
He is a very big, not figure-wise, but he is a redneck. He has his nice big beard. He looks like a lumberjack. Yes.
Okay.
It's like, it is every bit of like.
Does he have little beads
inches.
in it?
Not yet. No. Lucy has been trying to get him to put beads and like little ponytails in it, but he has not gotten there quite yet.
Okay. Okay, but he could be on his way. He could be on his way to old hippies, just like your parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I love it. Okay, so then this is kind of jumping even more forward, and then we're going to come back to work. So you said that you want to eventually live off grid.
100%.
Sounds like you're well on your way to that already.
Yeah.
But do you know where you'd want to go to accomplish that, or like in the?
Yeah, so Jesse thought about Michigan, but if you're not familiar with Michigan winters, they're like, about 12 months out of the year, and it's very cold.
Correct. I'm from Wisconsin. I understand. Yeah, I understand.
And in order to be self-sustaining and live off the land and have a garden, it's harder to do that there. So I'm like, let's just stick to the Tennessee, North Carolina area.
Yeah.
So that is the goal, to purchase out there and fix something up, and eventually, maybe when the kids are a little bit older, move out there.
Okay, and entirely off the grid. So how does that work? Like for lighting and
solar. So Jesse knows all about the solar aspect. I will not ever understand any of that. Okay. But so he would set up a solar panel area, I guess is what you would call it.
Yeah.
And we would do hydroponics with fish, and we would do our own garden and raise livestock. And I'd have to probably get really good at sewing, which I'm not. I do have a sewing machine, but I fail miserably every time.
Got it.
But that eventually is the goal, to be 100% self-sufficient.
That's awesome. That's great. And it's cool that you're building off of, what your parents instilled in you.
Absolutely.
That you want that to be the ultimate goal. That's awesome. So now we're going to switch to probably like less exciting stuff, but still kind of exciting stuff. Work stuff. So it was mentioned in the intro that you're the community outreach coordinator for Neighborhood Development Services.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit. I know that we see your stuff on Facebook a whole lot. Just tell me a little bit, about what your days look like and what you do for work.
So I help get information out to the public from NDS, and NDS has 4 different departments. So you have Code enforcement, you have building, you have planning and zoning, and you also have economic development. So I work with all of them to get everything out, like BTRs, business tax receipt, that's coming up, so I have to inform the public, and just things like that. Right. And I also attend events for the city as well.
Sure. And economic development, is that under city manager?
I'm sorry, that is under city manager,
okay.
Yes. I work for NDS and economic development.
You
yes.
cover it all.
Cover it all.
Right. I love that. And I know it can be tough, especially in NDS. There's a lot of hard-hitting topics in there that you got to deal with.
The tree ordinance,
yes.
Impact fees, yes.
And
yes.
So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with having to share information that might not be the most favorable, or how do you deal with that?
It kind of comes with the job. Nobody likes price increases,
yeah.
but there is a reason for it, and it is my job to give people the facts of why we are doing the things that we do. Is everyone going to agree with it? No.
Right.
But, we do it for the benefit of the community.
Right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still, we're being transparent.
Yes.
To tell them everything. We're not trying to hide it or sugarcoat
exactly.
anything, which I think is also important. So you said this side of things, communication, marketing, kind of just fell in your lap.
It did.
So how did it fall?
So out of high school, I started working for Honda and Volkswagen. I was a business development specialist. And from there, I went into finance. So I was a finance officer, and the GM of the car group at the time said, hey, you're young, you're kind of smart. Why don't you become the marketing director? And I was like, okay, I could do that. It was a learning curve. I've never done anything in marketing or that,
sure.
High level of an executive position, if that's what you want to call it.
Right.
But I learned so much, and I got to meet a lot of really neat people, and I got to travel throughout the United States and market the car group and open new stores and so forth.
Right.
So that's kind of how that fell into my lap with, marketing and PR.
Yeah.
So.
And then before this, you were working for a police department.
I did.
Right?
I worked for a police department.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to become a police officer. If there are police officers listening to this, God bless you, because I couldn't. I did give it a good old college try. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I never gave
it
a college try.
Yeah, no.
I know already it's not for me. Yeah.
But I did. I worked for the Venice Police Department for about 5 years, and I, moved on up, and right. I ended up becoming basically their PIO and a crime analyst. It was all in one. So I think anytime you work for, a local municipality, you have like 30 different hats of what you do, which is
right.
good, because I was able to gain so much experience between PR and being a public information officer in its sense.
Right.
And creating press releases and working on the analytics side too. So it was good. It was a good experience.
That's what I was going to say is I'm sure there was a lot of things from that job that you brought to here.
Absolutely.
Especially with code enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of obviously not like law, but it's...
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a good learning experience. I started their social media from the ground up, and I built what they have now. And I was able to bring that experience here and just keep on rolling with it.
That's cool. That's awesome. And you've been doing a great job.
Thank you.
So... Okay, now that you're out of left field, you're working toward getting your certified public finance officer certification.
Yes. I like to do like random little things to make it. So I went and got my master's degree in business administration, and then I'm like, what else can I do that sounds fun? Like, I feel like learning is lifelong. If I can go and get my doctorate degree, I would do it in a heartbeat, but it's extremely expensive.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I like finance. I like numbers. I like data. So I started looking at different certificates that I could get that could benefit, the city as a whole, and that was one of them. So I applied, I got accepted, and it is a lot more work than I thought it would be.
But you're learning,
Maybe
right?
I'm not as good at numbers as I thought I was, but I am working towards it.
No,
so,
I understand.
It's
I absolutely
coming along.
am not good with numbers. It's so challenging. Yeah. So, all right, we're getting toward the end, but I have just a couple random questions to top this off, which is tough now, knowing that you don't watch TV.
I'm sorry.
Do you watch movies?
No.
Oh.
I know. My husband, he likes watching movies, and he'll make all these little references to different things. Like, he made one about something with White Castle and something Howard.
Yeah,
and
that's...
I'm like, no, never
Kumar,
saw it.
like
I'm sorry. So I'm the worst person for that.
Okay, cross out. All right. Favorite ice cream?
Ooh, mint chocolate chip.
Mine too.
There is actually a company here in Northport, whoop whoop,
Yes.
called the Q Ice Cream Truck. Incredible ice cream. Best mint chocolate chip ever. He was starting out his venture. My husband owns a lawn care business here, and he is one of his customers. And he said, I'm thinking about starting an ice cream truck. Can you test some of these flavors for me? And I'm like, mint chocolate chip, please, please, please. And he would give us tubs of this ice cream. Oh my God. The best ice cream you've ever had in your whole entire life. And his mint chocolate chip is to die for. Oh my gosh.
Okay. What a great local business, first of all.
Yes.
Always got to support the local businesses. Mm-hmm. They were at the Freedom Festival.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was working it. Mm-hmm. And I got some of their ice cream.
Wasn't it
I just
good?
discovered it Monday. I got the banana pudding.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
So good. I know.
Oh my gosh. It was amazing.
Yes.
So, anyway, shout out. The Q. Go find it. Go find the truck wherever it's sitting. I'm not sure. I have to look it up.
They have a Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we can find where they're at. So good. Okay. Now I got to think of one more question. Pets. Do you have pets?
We do.
Tell me about your pets.
I have 2 dogs, Duke and Daisy.
Oh.
I am highly allergic to them.
No.
It was one of those things. Jesse's like, we should get a dog. And I was like, why don't we get 2? And then he comes home from work and there's 2 dogs in the house. And that was how I found out I was highly allergic to them. I break out in hives and stuff like that. But we're making it through. We've had them for a year. They were actually born on Waylon's birthday. So
really?
June 30th of last year. So they just turned a year with Waylon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's like, and what kind of dogs?
Dobermans.
Oh. Those are beautiful.
So such good dogs.
I love it. All right. Well, I think we've made it to the end here, Brittany. It's been awesome talking to you.
It was good speaking with you.
And you will hear me next week with our next Deskside chat. Thanks, Brittany. Bye-bye.